Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Huda's Anything Anywhere. And in this today's video, we will be knowing something when related to your exams. When you will get something related to comprehensions, they say to answer the questions related to comprehension. So let us see what are the steps you need to follow or strategies you need to follow for answering those kind of questions. So what is reading? First, reading is something which is a multifaceted exercise which will involve skills like fluency, word recognition, and understanding of thought flow of the passage. Reading comprehension or passage test is given to you so that they can know your reading and analytical skills, and an understanding of the passage type enables you to answer different types of questions by evolving the strategy to suit the need. So there are two kinds of passages asked in exams. The first one is factual and the second is discursive. The factual passages contains 300 to 350 words, and there are 8 very short answer type questions, each carrying 1 mark. So total 8 marks. The discursive type is having 350 to 400 words, and they have 4 questions, each carrying 2 marks. Short answer type questions, total 8 marks. Now, how to make your reading exercise stronger? First of all, these questions reasonably test how the students evaluate and analyze the given passages, locate and recall information by drawing the knowledge of the text and writing short reflective responses, completing descriptions and making logical connections. So how to make your reading exercise stronger? You need to create a thought flow that is related to main ideas. You don't have to worry about specific details and words which you don't know. Just don't concentrate on those words or those sentences which you are not able to understand. You can go later on to that. At your first reading, first what you need to do is you need to look out to the questions first. Whatever questions are given to you, this point is very important. Whatever questions are given to you, first give a reading to those questions and then come to passage to read. You need to read nearly 3 times the passage. Read the passage 3 times. First read the questions and then come to your passage. Because when you read the question, it will be there in your mind like these kind of questions are given and you need to answer these kind of answers you need to give. So while giving a reading to your passage at the first time, you will be quite familiar to what answers you need to give. Then you need to underline the key points and uncircle words which are difficult to comprehend, means which are difficult to understand, which you are unable to understand. Just underline or else encircle those words and underline the main points. Okay, now look through the ideas based on the questions that are asked. It's always advisable to give the glance through the questions first to make your reading faster and effective by reading relevant portions more carefully. Later, what you need to do is you need to read between lines. What does this between line means? Between line is much more comfortable or good for vocabulary questions. If you see the first line of the paragraph and the last line of the paragraph, vocabulary questions won't be given from those. They'll be given mostly from the between of the passage. Like they'll number those words 26, 27. Like those they will number and they will ask you vocabulary questions. You don't have to focus on a first and the last sentences. Read the between lines, that's what. To understand and imply ideas which are often asked in vocabulary and inference based questions. Clear? Yes. One second. Now, how do you guess the meaning of unknown words? Now, suppose unknown words comes to you in your passage and you're unable to understand. How to understand those meanings? So you don't have to always refer a dictionary. Of course, you won't be taking a dictionary with you in an exam. So you can refer the meaning of a particular word by reading the sentences before and after the word, which can give you the content. Now from the context, you have to try to draw out the meaning. Like you need to know, by just reading again and again those sentences, you will able to understand. And it is all, this also helps in maintaining the continual while reading and without losing interest and concentration. And you should also have knowledge of suffix, prefix, word families and word combinations. These also helps in guessing the meaning of unknown words. And don't worry if you do not know the exact meaning of a word. The important thing is to read as much as possible. The more you read a word in different context, the better you understand its meaning. So try to read those words. Like a word can have, it can be used in many sentences. So just look over the paper wherever it is being used, then only you can draw out a sense that yes, this can be the meaning of this word. All right. Now, so I hope you have understood this. Even more important, thought flow chart is also there, which is very important. Like we should have already said here that thought flow chart is very important. I mean, you need to create a thought flow that is of main ideas. So you should understand what are the main ideas. Like if suppose a topic is given to you on natural resources, so you can get to know like what are the natural resources, what are their types, how much is limited supply of there of non-renewable resources, needs for conserving those, smart ideas. These all will be there in the passage, just you need to answer. So these were some ways how you can just understand. I've already said how many types of passages can be asked, then how to understand. Like you can underline, you can encircle, you can make a thought flow chart in your mind, or you can write it briefly somewhere, taking main ideas. You should read between lines for good vocabulary. And if you're not able to understand any words meaning, then you should not be focusing on those words only. Okay, unless until they are related to your vocabulary questions. They can even ask you synonyms, antonyms. Like suppose they ask you synonym of a girl. Now if you doesn't know the meaning of a girl, then how will you write the synonym? Like for that purpose, you can just focus on that question. I mean that word girl. Otherwise, if it is not related, it's no need of understanding that word, okay? At the last moment. So if you have understood, please share, subscribe, like, share and comment if you have any doubts. Thank you.